It's been a trying start to the season. Wins hard to come by. Tonight, they'll try to get back on course. Grizzlies, Hornets, only on 2K Sports. Welcome and happy holidays from 2K Sports. It's time for NBA action. This is Kevin Harlan, and joining me tonight, Chris Webber and Greg Anthony, with our Hall of Famer David Aldridge reporting from the sideline. DA, take it away.
Kevin, thanks. Well, among the league's deadlier weapons now is the step-back jumper. Steph Curry said, "You're always in control of the situation with that move. It is pretty effective." Portland's Damian Lillard said, "It's a tough off-balance shot, so it takes a lot of work." But people around the league are putting in that work to become even more effective. Guys?
Thanks, David. Well, a chance to check out some free spot. And for the Hornets, Washington out there with Hayward. Then it's Ball. Then there's Terry Rozier. And it's Biyombo at the 5. Yeah, tonight, Greg, two teams with a lot of talent, but also a lot of inexperience on each side.
And Kevin, you know what that means? It means we're going to see some spectacular plays, but a few that'll have you scratching your head as well. Always interesting to watch these young players develop.
And it's Rozier missing. MORANT dishes to Brooks. And it is flushed down with a nice jam.
Oh, this is just being a good team. MORANT making sure to whip the ball over to his open man.
A floater, and the basket by Rozier. Memphis with the ball. Their last game, a win against San Antonio, looking to carry that into this one.
Yeah, and with most of the arena against them, they just banded together and trusted one another to make the right play.
The crowd didn't seem to phase them at all. They knew what their game plan was and followed it accordingly.
Now, here's Rozier. Following the miss by Jaren Jackson. Ball, no good.
Nobody even close to him, and he can't believe he doesn't knock it down.
Jackson finds MORANT. Back to Jackson. To the paint. And then MORANT ramps it in.
Real? MORANT way up. Fine.
Hornets have gone 1 of 3 from the field to start this one so far. Pass to Washington. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line. Greg, maybe not the tallest big in the league, but Washington's reach is the great equalizer.
The stand's only 6'7", but that 7'2" wingspan, it allows him to play big, snatch rebounds in traffic, and make contested shots in the paint. I think the young fella's got a bright future.
And he knocks down the first one.
And P.J. Washington defines what it means to be a modern big. I mean, the hybrid label has been turned into a positive.
He's perfect from the line this time. About a minute and a half through the first quarter. MORANT scanning the floor. And finished off by MORANT.
Okay, look at MORANT flexing a little muscle right there, showing off his athletic ability right in their face.
And here is Ball. He provides a good amount of offense for the team, averaging around 11.5 points a game. MORANT against Rozier. Just 5 to shoot. And the rejection by Jackson. His shot was hindered by that momentous mobile one block.
And early in a game, these sorts of plays really can set the tone.
And there's the shot clock violation. Couldn't get the shot off in time. Now we get a chance to check out the standings out west. Already we're in December. Take a look at the Grizzlies. Solid start to the season so far, sitting in 6th place.
And for the Grizzlies, they're one of the NBA's early season success stories. They made an immediate push toward the top of the standings.
I wish I could say I saw this coming, but I had no idea. They put it together so early. Tremendous job by the coaching staff.
Now Valanciunas, after Gordon Hayward's three-pointer that didn't go. And that one, good.
They've come out with guns blazing. 4 for 5 from the field. They've got the D really.
Hornets trail by 4. They could use a big shot here to get this offense going.
Too many empty possessions. Right now, they need a basket.
Now, here's Biyombo, guarded by Valanciunas. They get it back.
Really just struggling here in the first few minutes. 5 attempts with only 1 falling.
Back to Hayward for 3. Rebounded by Valanciunas. Valanciunas has got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight. And they have certainly been looking locked in offensively.
They sure have. Staying aggressive and playing under control.
Now here's Brooks. Boy, he was something else against San Antonio. Ball with a wide open look. And again, the Hornets missing. And the Grizzlies leading by 4. Bounce pass from Clark. A putback. Right side Jackson. And a little luck that time, but it drops.
And guys, we talk all the time about making the extra pass. Clark there proving how important that concept is.
And so it's Ball with it. He brings it up for Charlotte, coming off that loss against Philadelphia.
Yeah, they couldn't do any better than a shooting percentage in the low 30s on that night, guys, and that's pretty much a death sentence.
Well, it all starts with ball movement. When your percentage is
It's my
you're not moving it well enough. You're not getting your guys open shots.
So Charlotte calls timeout. They're first.
And despite that funky delivery, Jackson Jr. has become one of the more lethal three-point shooters in this league, no matter the position.
And give his father a lot of credit. He and his mom, it's in his DNA. I played with his father in Washington, and he was a knockdown, deadly shooter, champion with the Spurs as well. Now, as far as Jackson Jr., he's already shooting around 40% from the arc. That's an incredible number for a player his age. It makes the Grizzlies very difficult to match up with defensively.
And there, Clark showing a little burst, trying to create some offense. He has the athleticism, and the defense isn't necessarily expecting it.
First one at the line is good. Greg, obviously, we're early on here. We already have seen some second-year players looking much more improved over their rookie year.
I mean, if you put in the work, you're not guessing as much. And listen, the fact that you've now gone through the season, you've got a better sense of who you are and what you can do out on the floor. I know I cut way back on my turnovers at the start of my second year, and you go into the offseason with specific goals and areas where you want to improve.
You think there's more growth between your first and second year than any other 2 years in your career?
You could make that case, no doubt about it, because you're still thinking you could be one of the all-time greats no matter who you are at that stage, and so you tend to put in a little more emphasis in terms of improvement.
With all the intensity he plays with, boxing him out is a chore, a tough one.
Brooks outside to the middle. Pass to Clark. 6 on the shot clock. That one a tad offline to the right, but ups in for it.
Oh, this is the kind of start they were hoping.